Hello, and welcome to 1410 Fournier Drive here in Crestwood, Missouri. I have a really interesting home for us today that I think you're going to love. This is mid-century modern, designed by Ralph Fournier, hence the name of the street, a St. Louis architect who, in addition to commissions to some large homes for wealthy people, as is the architect's usual job, he developed the Ridgewood subdivision with Burton Danke. And this subdivision is all mid-century homes. From the early 50s, primarily. And they're all similar yet distinct. Let me point out some of the key features of this era that he used with these. So we have the carport, which shares the roof line, and the end piece here is actually the garden shed. Looking at the front of the house, we have the wide overhang on the front and this classic massive fireplace chimney in stone, which was definitely a main feature of mid-century design. So if you look at this house, you can see it's developed in sections almost. Each window is a panel. And he designed this subdivision so that the houses were designed so that essentially he could just take architectural elements and add more or less of them to change the style and size of the property. Looking up top, we have clerestory windows, which are another mid-century feature, with sliding windows below. Coming inside the home. Now let me just adjust the lighting a little bit here. There we go. Brighten things up. So we have open plan. In 1952, that was radical. You can see the exposed wood that was used for these dividers and beams, as well as the closets. And one of the things they've done here, which I do like, is they have the picture window facing the side private yard. Whereas looking out to the street, you do have the privacy that you get from having the higher windows here. So you have the higher windows on the front, and then large picture windows looking out to your private space. Again, love the vaulted ceiling and the beam. And here's another close-up of this fireplace that we have. So it's obviously been painted at some point, I think, unless maybe it was gray stone, but no, I think it's been painted. And these windows, so you have the picture window at the top, and then down here at the bottom you have the sliders for ventilation. And I'm going to guess that this house was built without air conditioning for this price point and for this size. So this was maybe not a starter house, but it was certainly for, people who were on their way up rather than had already arrived. So what he was trying to do with the subdivision was to make mid-century fine design affordable to an average family. Looking at this, we have the kitchen, which is essentially, with my understanding, the original layout, obviously with new cabinets and appliances and whatnot. So we have the kitchen functional wall here. And then I do believe these were built with an island, which would have been radical for the time. Coming back here, you'll see this closet unit. That is a one-piece closet that was used in many of the Burton Danke developments. There's some in Moline Acres and Bell Fountain where the same closet unit was used. As well, we have sliding pocket doors throughout to maximize space. This is not a large house, but it really, between the size of the windows and the features, it just adds, it feels a lot larger than it is. You can see we have the telephone stand here, which actually has some nice storage in it as well. Coming up to the first bedroom, we have another one of these pocket doors. And then this one is being used as an office, which really was the way these were probably intended to be, because you can see it was built with the paneling on this wall here to make it feel like a den. And then all of the walls in this room actually are tongue and groove, and probably were originally stained wood, but that likely made it really dark feeling in here, which we don't really like so much nowadays. So coming through, we have the next room. This is the largest primary bedroom, I guess you'd say. And again, really nice floor-to-ceiling window there. Double closet units. These were built off-site and trucked in and then added to the property later. So they're more like furniture than they're a built-in piece of furniture rather than nailed to the house itself, if that makes sense, out of drywall and whatnot. As we come into the next bedroom, the smaller bedroom, I just wanted to point this out. These are the little light switches that we have here, and those are original as well. In this room, it's not connected to anything because there's no overhead light. But again, you can see the closet unit here. Have a nice flooring in here. It looks like I don't know if this is bamboo or if it's some other type of wood, but it really fits the style of the house. I believe it's bamboo. In the bathroom here, again, this has been updated from what it would have been, but still in keeping. And again, another huge closet unit. So there's no basement in this house. However, we still get a laundry chute. So you see here, most of the time, laundry chutes go down to the basement, whereas in this house, the laundry is just behind. So it just saves you from having to walk the 3 feet around, I guess, which would have been handy at the time. So this is the mechanical room. Nothing too interesting in here. Obviously updated panel, and then looks like updated furnace and everything there. But I will say, I do like seeing, even in this room, we have a door with windows in it. So even in the mechanical space, we have extra visibility, or extra light, extra sunshine. And today is such a gloomy day, which I think is one of the things to point out in this house, is that Fournier really did a good job of trying to let as much light in at all times as possible. So we're going to come around here to the outside and take a look at this patio space. The way these have been laid out, just perfectly, although the fencing is obviously modern, it's laid out as it was likely intended to be. So you have kind of a private courtyard off to the side, and a lawned area to the back. But as we look back at this house here at the side, you'll be able to see the idea of these panels. You see we have the one panel at the front there with the 2 windows, middle one with those 2, and then this last one with these, which is part of his trademark and how he was able to build high-style homes on a scale rather than as an individual commission. And you see as we come around here, and then back through to the other side of the house, where we do have, okay, bear with me for a second. Poof, I've just teleported through that gate. Access to the carport side. When this house was originally designed, it was probably made so that this fence would have existed right at the end of the carport here, so that you had one door from the kitchen to go in and out to your car, and then this door would have gone back to this little patio area for barbecuing and whatnot. So, beautiful house. with lots of architectural history. Please do check out the link to the PBS special on the Ridgewood subdivision and the history behind these. Thank you for watching, and please do remember to like and subscribe. And we're back inside for one last view. Thank you.